Hello, buddy. Happy Monday. Welcome to another edition of Time Out Over Time on the Time Out Over Time YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. You know the drill. Live direct here from the Frank Bank Chevrolet studio. And if you haven't done so yet, get down there in the corner, smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Let it be known, tell your friends. The next subscriber to this podcast will be the winner, and you will win. You're asking, what do you win? How about my undying gratitude? I can't thank you enough for watching and listening. Uh, I have no prepared notes, no script, no nothing. I'm just going to ad lib or wing it here for the next 15 or 20 minutes, focusing mainly on the Tigers and the Lions. Maybe we can get college football out of the way first. Michigan and Michigan State both had byes this past week. I don't know how that happened. They're both at home this coming weekend. Michigan will host Wisconsin, and Michigan State will host UCLA in a noon start at Spartan Stadium. It was announced earlier today, and I guess it's a good thing that a week from Saturday. I know I'd have to look at the calendar to see exactly what day that would be. What is the second? Thursday? That would be Saturday, October the 11th, I guess. Michigan will be out in LA playing Southern Cal. And when I saw that, I'm thinking that don't tell me we're going to have another 11 p.m. start from out there. Thank God we don't. It was announced earlier that it will be a 7:30 prime time start on NBC, Channel 10 in our area. Thank God for that. After seeing USC on Saturday against Illinois, the game that was featured on Fox, I have a lot better feeling about Michigan going out there and playing them. Offensively, they're pretty darn good. USC, that is. Defensively, no. It'd be interesting to see what the line is when Michigan goes out there. It would not surprise me if Michigan is favored, and they probably will be slightly. But I think if Michigan can get by Southern Cal in a couple of weeks, even if they would lose to Ohio State the last game of the year, I think 10-2 would get them in the playoffs. I really do. So then I wasn't really all that impressed with Ohio State either, what I saw them do. With Michigan, keep in mind, Michigan is going to get better with their young quarterback week after week after week. Okay. So by the time the Saturday after Thanksgiving comes around, the game is at the big house. Ohio State will probably be a slight favorite, depending on what they do between now and then, too. But no. But yeah, I have a lot better feeling about Michigan going out to LA now and play USC after seeing that game on Saturday. College football, a couple of things too. You saw some high-ranked teams get knocked off this past weekend. Penn State, they were number 3. They got knocked off by number 6 Oregon. Is James Franklin ever going to win a big relevant game? And the answer to that is a big fat no. I don't know why the man is still coaching there. He just has never, ever, he never has, he won't now, and probably never will win a big game. That will be James Franklin's epitaph, probably. Man just cannot win a big game. Big whiteout they had in Happy Valley Saturday, and he lays another egg. So anyway, Penn State got knocked off. LSU, number 4, LSU got knocked off, and Georgia lost to Alabama. Yeah, a lot of upsets this past weekend in college football. So Mr. Smart did not look too smart after the game on Saturday. I think we're all done with college football for right now. Let's get our sponsor obligations out of the way. Uh, Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. I would like to remind you, October, which starts Wednesday, 2 days from now, we're to October, is truck month. Remember, October is truck month at Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. Get in there, pardon me. Well, if you want a good deal on a truck, get in there and see one of the salesmen at Frank Beck Chevrolet. October is truck month at Frank Beck Chevrolet. Get in there and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. Chevrolet together, let's drive, Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is the #1 selling Chevrolet dealer in our immediate tri-state area. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance on the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville. 517-849-1000. Barrett Insurance, that's barrettins.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. 517-849-1000 on M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville. That's barrettins.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. So, get the Tigers out of the way first. Did you see that celebration they had after winning 2-1 on Saturday? Because they had clinched a wild card berth. What do you think of that? Celebrating, congratulations, guys. You had the worst month. You had the worst month of September any playoff team has had in the modern day World Series era. And you're in there hooping it up. Congratulations. Now, what were they, like 7-17 in September? I know they were 3-13 in their last 16 games. What do you think about that? And of course, it's Scott Harris, the president of baseball operations, who's down there enjoying the bubbly like everybody else was, and saying how proud he was of his guys. And we hope he can do this a lot more, many more years. Or really, Scott? So apparently, it's your goal to make the playoffs every year, not to win the World Series. It sure looks that way. The Indians have the Indians. I'll never get used to calling them the Guardians. The Cleveland Guardians have announced if they go 3 games, and I don't think they will. They picture the starting pitchers for these 3 scheduled games at Progressive Field that start tomorrow. It'll be Skubal against Gavin Williams tomorrow night. Williams, the Tigers haven't touched Williams all year, and I don't think that's going to change tomorrow night. Skubal could go out there and pitch a 1-0 complete game, or 1-run complete game, give up 1 run. They'll probably lose tomorrow night 1-0 or 2-1. The Guardians then on Wednesday will go with Tanner Bybee and Slade Ciccone if necessary on Thursday. I don't think it'll be necessary. We don't know beyond Skubal. We don't know who's starting for the Tigers yet. So baseball playoffs begin tomorrow, and it starts with the Tigers and Guardians a little bit after 1 o'clock tomorrow. Boy. I don't. I just celebrating, watching the champagne and everybody opening up. What do you think about that, Freddie? They have a right to celebrate failure and futility. I guess they do. The guys on the ticket argued this morning. What do you want them to do? Whoop and groan going into the playoffs? Splash the bubbly. Get a better feeling going into the playoffs. A writer, Chris McCoskey, was reading him earlier in the Detroit News, thinks that whoever wins game 1 will win the series. He thinks the Tigers will win the series, win game 1 tomorrow with Skubal going. I disagree. I couldn't disagree more. just because Skubal is pitching, it's too bad he can't hit. Then this, I don't know. I don't. Well, my favorite to win the whole thing, I haven't really decided on that yet. Maybe I'll come up with something on Wednesday, but right now, I'm kind of picking the Phillies to win the whole thing. The World Series champion. I think it'll be the Philadelphia Phillies myself. The Mets didn't even get in. Total failure. Pete Alonso has said he will exercise his option. He will not be back with the Mets next year. Very disappointing season if you were a Met fan this year. So the final wild card spot in the National League goes to the Cincinnati Reds and their first-year manager, and a good one, Terry Francona. Okay, that's it for baseball. Let's do this, get this out of the way, and then we'll get to the Lions. Quality PC downtown Hillsdale, as you know by now. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be doing this podcast. They're great assistants helping me putting this all together. 37 Walton Street, downtown Hillsdale, directly across the street from Fat Shack's Automotive. 517-610-5372. Folks, the only place to go around here for tech services, whatever your issue is. Tim Lilly and his staff more than capable of resolving any technical issue you would have. Anything, computers that were used, flat screen TV, mounting, programming setup, perhaps you're changing internet providers, you need that installed, printers, anything at all. Get in there and see them. We place 517-610-5372, or like I said, get in there, 37 Walter Street, downtown Hillsdale. Tell me, Media sent you. Thank you very much. I thought it was a pretty impressive win for the Lions yesterday. The defense and special teams were outstanding. I thought the offensive line played well. Jared Goff did not get sacked. The week previously to that, I think the Browns sacked Jordan Love, 5 times? Now, Green Bay's, if you saw that game last night, Green Bay's got some issues with that offensive line. They can't run the ball right now. Look, I'm not impressed with what Jordan Love did against that Cowboy secondary. But you go back 2 weeks ago to see what Russell Wilson, Mr. Washed Up Russell Wilson, did against that secondary. No, I'm not impressed with anything Jordan Love. In fact, I think the better quarterback last night was Dak Prescott. So thanks to that tie right now, after 4 weeks in the NFL, you look at the NFC North. Lions at 3-1, Packers 2-1-1, Vikings and Bears are 2-2. Okay. Dan Campbell this morning. Look, the Lions rushed for more than 100 yards against a team that defensively coming in had only relinquished 57 yards a game? Coming into this game, the Browns were averaging on defense 57 rushing yards a game. Okay, so just what Dan Campbell pointed out at the press conference this morning. Third down, Lions were 6 for 14, 42.9%, while Cleveland was just 3 for 14. 21.4. Red zone efficiency. The Lions converted all 3 of their trips to the red zone into touchdowns, and the Browns went 1 for 2. And that was the opening drive. They didn't do anything after that. The Lions rushed, as I said, for 109 yards while limiting the Browns to just 79. Detroit's 109 yards were well above the 57.3 average Cleveland came into the contest allowing on the ground over their first 3 games. Campbell did talk about being +2 in the turnover category, which usually is a big stat in determining wins and losses. The Lions had a 10.2 yard average in net punting. I told you about special teams. And of course, Khalif Raymond had the punt return for a touchdown, which of course allowed Detroit to win the field position battle throughout the course of the game. That's very important. Injury updates. I guess it's good news. because it didn't look good when they carted DJ Reed off the field yesterday. Reed left in the second half with a hamstring injury. Campbell said Reed is going to be out for a while. Right now, anyway, they have not put him on injured reserve, which means he could come back at any time. If they put him on injured reserve, he has to sit out 4 games. Okay. So for right now, he's not on injured reserve. He's probably going to miss at least the next 2 or 3 games anyway. Anyway, Campbell said he's going to be on for a while. Reed's time frame for a return is close to what a stint on the IR would be, but they have not put him on injured reserve. They aren't sure if he will go on injured reserve yet. He might still go on IR, but they're just not sure yet. The good news is Campbell said it's not a season-ending injury. Thank God for that. Arnold left the game with a shoulder injury. Shoulder injury. It's not as serious, which is good news. But Campbell could determine if Arnold would be able to play this Sunday against Cincinnati or not. If he doesn't play this week, the expectation is for him to be back in 2 weeks when the Lions go to Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. Now, Campbell has a lot of confidence in the depth that they have. So apparently they're not going to go out and work the phones or look at any other practice squads for help in the secondary. Because what he said this morning, he's got a lot of confidence in the depth that they have on their roster. Veterans like Rock Ya-Sin and Khalil Dorsey, but they may need to add to the position just to be able to practice at their pace this week to get ready for a good Bengals pass attack. That's a good point. No, but you can't pluck a player off someone's practice squad unless you put him on your roster. You can't just take him off a practice squad and put him on your practice squad. It doesn't work that way. Anyway, they've got a lot of faith in the depth that they have there. And, Campbell said about both Rock Ya-Sin and Khalil Dorsey, he said they're expected to step in and we don't lose a bit. We don't lose a bit, he says. And they know that. That's the expectation here. And that's the standard. Whether it's Khalil Dorsey or Rock Ya-Sin, they'll be ready to go and they're going to step up and not miss a beat. That's the whole point. So they're confident, they have confidence in the depth that they have there. If Arnold doesn't play Sunday, you'll see Amik Robertson and Rock Ya-Sin and Khalil Dorsey pretty much playing on the outside in the secondary. As we speak, the Lions are 9.5-point favorites. After the Bengals take their whipping and their beating tonight on Monday Night Football, I think to tell you there's a doubleheader tonight. The 7:00 game on ESPN is the Jets at the Dolphins, with Aaron Glenn still looking for his first win as a head coach. 1 hour later on ABC, the game that I'll be watching. I'm sure Lion coaches will be watching too. The Bengals are in Denver to take on the Broncos. The Bronco team, which has been disappointing up to this point. It's a good team. I still think the Broncos are going to make the playoffs. They just got off to a slow start. I think they're going to. I think the Bengals are going to take a pretty good thrashing tonight from Denver. Let's hope the Broncos can really soften them up for when the Lions. Look, Jake Browning. I'm sorry, he is what he is, and without Joe Burrow and this Bengal team, especially defensively, isn't very good. They don't have a very good offensive line. And now, the Lions right now, as I said, are 9.5-point favorites. After the Bengals lose tonight, that's going to go to double digits. I can assure you of that. 10, 11.5, might even get as high as 12. No. Now, I think, is that about it? Is that about all I have to say for one? Oh, before we sign off, too, as you may or may not know or be aware of, the Finish Line has undergone a transition to new ownership. And on Wednesday morning, October the 1st, from 9 to noon, they're having a retirement party for Lisa Slade, the former owner. If you have a chance, simply just get in there and say goodbye And congratulations and thank you to Lisa for many, many decades of quality service to the Hillsdale County area. I don't know well, we don't have many quality restaurants in our immediate area anyway, but this is one. And I don't think they'll miss a beat with the new owners. And if you have a chance, get in there and say goodbye and thank you and congratulate Lisa Slade for her many years of service to us. And I'd like to announce too that starting next Monday, October the 6th, finish line will be open, expanded hours. It will be open until 8 o'clock. It'll be open for dinner Monday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. So that starts next week. Obviously, up until now, they've only been open Friday nights. We could appreciate eating out a little bit more, having dinner out a little bit more. That's a good thing, isn't it? Yeah. So don't forget, beginning next Monday, October the 6th, expanded hours for the Finish Line restaurant, Monday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. And like I said, get in there and say goodbye and thank you to Lisa Slade. Okay. All right. That's going to do it for now. I'll talk to you all again on Wednesday. Don't forget every Saturday morning here locally at WCSR 92.1. Time out with Andy and Jed. Find out how we did on our picks for this week. We still got 2 more games to go tonight. So Saturday morning from 9 to 10, give us a listen. And of course, I can't thank you enough for watching me and listening to me here for what I do. I'll talk to you all again on Wednesday. So until then, remember, please treat each other with respect. Enjoy this marvelous weather we're having. I don't know how much longer we're going to have it, but again, thanks so much for watching and listening. So until Wednesday, I'll simply say good night, so long. Thank you. Bye-bye.